Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a word game called Betwist, and this week we're going to focus on things I think are needed to get it able to ship version 1. And, well, first off, we're going to do a little thing around selection. Right now, you select by clicking neighboring cells, but you can't unselect the first one. We're going to make that possible and then move into dark mode. I think the other things this week, we want to check that it works for iPad. And I think we want to work on the board generation. I'm not totally happy with that. In fact, I'm rather unhappy, I guess. Let's be positive. Okay, first thing that came up when I did the summary for the weekend, I had a question about, is word extension handled correctly in try? So let's take a quick look at that. The answer is yes, so I think it's okay. This is where you're filling in... you're trying to find out if something's a word, so you're searching down through the try, and we tell you, no, it's not a word, and furthermore, it's not a proper prefix of anything. And the reason we know that's right is because the node is nil, so it didn't even find the first part of the word, so it can't extend what's not even there in the first place. So that one's okay. It's not worth even recording. All right, this one... so the idea is if you click the only letter, I'm going to make it deselect. At least that's my goal. Okay, there's our crude attempt at making this startup a little less annoying. I really wish that ignore safe area worked. I think it's only 2 seconds on the real app and 10 on the simulator. I know I need to come back to that one of these days. All right, so let's... I don't see much in here. Bade. Okay. Well, Bade is okay. But let's see, I was thinking of Vone, which I don't think is a word. Okay. And it's like, well... Vort, none of these others look like words either. So I select back here. Maybe I can do something with the W. Well, if I click the W, I'm going to try and extend the V. I got to pick something out of the way and then come back, and then I can get to the W. So what I'd like to do is, if we click on the only selected letter, instead of just saying word is too short, I would like to deselect it. No, I don't. I definitely don't do these things before I get here. Oops, get my computer glasses. That'll help. So that means I don't know where to start here. It's something around selection. Okay, so we're tracking things. I guess it's in this. Yeah, so if selection... Okay, if we're selecting an earlier word, we drop how many letters back it is. Okay, so if we already find it in the selection, that will unselect everything. So if I do, I'm seeing more words now. If I do Wade, I'm at Wade, I can go back to the D and I'll drop that, or I could go all the way back to the W. But if I click the W, word is too short. Okay. So I don't think this is going to apply. Well, how do we decide that's the click that... Maybe I have to look at content view too. Okay, so in here, well, I guess we got to work our way down. Infinite grid. Well, we could probably shortcut a little bit. It's not game, it's letter grid. Okay, he doesn't know anything about selection. So somebody does. I guess that's the view. Grid view. Well, letter view. Okay, so here's our one. Huh. I'm surprised I don't have to say return here. Okay. But anyway, if they tap, if the last location selected was location, we collect word. Okay, that's kind of where it's being done. Okay. So I think what we're saying, if the last selection was location, well, if the selection only has one thing selected and we selected that, then we want to deselect. Okay, so I guess this logic is here. Can we just check the length? Drop last if length is 1, clear the selection. Yeah. Well, no, because I think we have to check for this is checking for the actual tap at the end of the word. And if the selection length is 1, this is the tap at the end of the word. So I think it's here, but I'm kind of questioning the logic of this. Right. I mean, this is logic already, and if I add another condition, it's really becoming logic. That makes me think maybe we need to. Well, we're asking game. I mean, I understand why we would keep it up here. Oh, but we're doing games.select and collect word is coming in. Okay. So I think we need to know location, and we can push this onto game. Is collect word just coming in? Well, let's see how that gets here. I don't think there's 2 collect words being called. I'm not sure why I passed it in, to tell you the truth. Infinite grid has a grid view. That has collect word. Passed into infinite grid. That came from content view. Oh, and that's a method on content view. Oh, right. Okay, so the animation stuff is tied into this. I do want to move the logic, though. But I can pass that collect word in as well. Do I need to do this? Can I do this in the game? I mean, with animation, that's a Swift UI thing, right? I mean, I don't... All this stuff... Well, no, not all of it. The progress... What's the deal here? I mean, mostly the actual logic in this method is all on game, which is as it should be. However, I would like to make collect word all on game, but the problem is it needs the animation. Wait, what's with the animation? Oh, sorry. With animation, we do this. So we work our way up to 1.0. Who's looking at progress? Here, answer in progress view. Oh, okay. This is our thing sliding down past everything. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know. I think the animation examples I've seen have been on the view side. Collect word is going to, well, what is block selection? Oh, block selection prevents. This prevents people from selecting while we're animating. Can I pass it? Yeah, I don't even know that you can. I mean, that feels like we don't want our model to depend on our view, and yet that seems to be what we're heading towards. Which makes me think maybe this, like, all this is game stuff. Could be one method. Do your thing. But he returns all the way out, so he's not really a good choice. Well, I guess my question was, why is collect word passed in? And the reason is it supports the animation that happens during word collection, and we don't think we can move it out of the view. Now, block selection, deselect all, resets the block. Well, who clears that? Wait a minute. Are we not using that anymore? Oh, game doesn't clear it, but selection does, I bet. Yeah, there's the blocked. Clear. We check it and clear it. It seems, I don't know. It seems like we must reset it more often than that. If we try and select and we're blocked, we just return. Okay, so that's fine. But then who unblocks us is clear. Oh, somebody else is referencing this, I bet. Yeah. Okay. Game is blocking. Blocked is true. Blocked is false. Blocked is return. Blocked is false. What's this one? Clear. Okay, I'm very puzzled. If it's not blocked, blocked. Well, when the game is over, it generates a brand new game with a brand new selection and all that stuff. So there's no carryover between two games. The problem I'm seeing, I don't see how anybody gets unblocked. This is the only place. Okay, when you create it, you start out unblocked. When you clear, you clear blocked, but nobody else unblocks it. This doesn't even make sense to me. I mean, I would have expected, if we have block selection, I would expect an unblock selection happening in here. Now, deselect all. No, deselect all, I think, does end up clearing the mess. Okay, that's it. So this is really only during that time. I mean, it's block is set when you show all words. It's cleared when you start a game. Yeah, so I think the selection is cleared when you submit a word is the real key here. So, excuse me. So when you start selecting in here, we block and then deselect all unblocks. It would probably be better to block selection just turns on that flag in selection. It would probably be better to explicitly turn it off, I think. Let's do that. Okay, because it doesn't make sense to me otherwise. Okay, so game unblock selection. Okay, and now I almost think that whole concept belongs on game and not on select. All right, let's see who calls select in here. All right, he calls select. I think he should say if we're blocked, return. And own the flag itself. Okay, so let's refactor this slightly. So right now selection checks for blocked and then clears it on here. I'm gonna move this up. Okay, now we don't need to clear it anymore because game already does. Let's make sure there's not a test that's kind of wishing for that. So this whole mechanism is to prevent when you submit a word, you've clicked on the last letter twice, and it's going to animate that word dropping down to the word list. We don't let you click in the middle of that because it interrupts the animation in a bizarre way and is not good. Okay. Clearing removes the block. Well, we don't want that to be true. Okay, I'm going to just leave that out. It doesn't feel like it's relevant to this. Okay. Now, game. I don't think that's. Who calls game submit? Okay, content view, and that's it, really, and a test. Okay, so I would like game submit. So the real thing is we block the selection. If the answer is empty, return. If the game message is not empty, return. So if there's a warning, okay. But we're returning all the way out. All right, well, we can get it into game instead of selection. That's probably the right step forward. Selection, I think here. Var block selection starts out false. Okay. And then whatever selection's doing with it, well, after remove all, sorry, selection.clear. Calling that content view. Okay, I think only game submit is doing deselect all. But the trick is game submit is somewhat complicated. Block selection is redeclared. Selection is blocked. Okay. This is being called at the end of submit. Make sure the message is empty and the answer is not empty. Otherwise, return. If the message is not empty, or the answer is empty, well, if the answer is empty, you can't really submit. Yeah. I like that idea. Begin selection, end selection. That seems okay. Or start. Okay, so who's calling start selection? That's in here. But all this stuff, this early return is killing us here, because I can't just extract this and pull it into game, even though I'd like to just have that all be part of game. It's not really start selection, is it? It's I don't know, maybe block and allow is the right model. This is almost the opposite. It's the block. It's blocking the selection. I'm going backwards. I realize. Block selection and then enable selection. Okay. All right. So I'd like this. I mean, submit should own those three lines at the bottom. Maybe we can work there first. Okay, if you submit. Okay, let's find a way to get these other two lines in submit. Ifs into block selection. I don't know. I mean, you only want to block selection if it's a valid word, because it's we're blocking selection so we can do the animation. So I don't know how to make the game read right with that, because the validation. Maybe validate should say if the answer is empty, it's not valid. Let's see if that can be the case. If answer count is 0, okay, so that's redundant. Okay, so that shouldn't create a problem there. I mean, we're not testing this view, so you can't really say. But validate, and then we check game.message. That's a little weird too. But message is kind of a state that we can show, so we need that there. So this is the validate. We won't want to do the I mean, maybe this is start animation and end animation in the game's terms. Okay, yeah, I thought this was going to be 10 minutes, but it's not. Okay, so we're basically saying validate it if this. I think we're telling the game start animation. And he has to say, what do you do when you start animation? And then this is finish animation, end animation, complete, finish animation. Okay, now he goes last. That makes sense. Okay. And if we're going to do it in here, well, maybe submit should deselect all. Let's take that. Game is getting so big already. I mean, I'd like to have him delegate stuff, but this logic. What's the answer to the message? If the message is empty and the answer is not empty, then we continue. And if those are not true, well, that seems redundant to me. We already checked that condition, right? That is checked here. Yeah, I mean, but like he needs to set that, somebody needs to set that message. If no, validate. So validate comes after you did something, right? So you've submitted a word, and then he comes back and says too short, or that's not a word. I'm not getting the balance right between these two classes, I guess. If you submit guard message is empty and the answer is not empty, that assumes you've validated. I mean, nobody's setting message here. All right, let me run this once just to see how it's working. Okay, so if I Whoops. Okay. I'm going to do fold. O L T. Okay, nobody complains until I submit. Which makes sense. And you certainly don't want to know. I mean, if I don't submit the word, you're not going to tell me because you might have been on your way to some other word. Okay. But I think we know. I mean, the only place that calls submit for in anger for real, is right here. And we already know it's valid and all that stuff. So it seems redundant for game to check it. It seems like defensive, but it's tangling us up. Okay, so I'm going to take that out. Now, there may be tests that do check that, and we'll have to adjust them. They may not. I don't know. Certainly the real usage always checks first, so that's what we want. Boom. Okay, so there is a test that does not. Proper prefixes of... Well, who are you called by? Games. Oh, collecting empty word. Gets ignored. Okay, yeah, that is correct. And I think doesn't collect word that got a message. Both these are being tested by that. Okay, and my claim is I don't want them anymore. And what's the third one? Deselect clears the message. Okay, that's good. But I think these two tests, 3 tests, validating empty word gets no message. Oh, that's validate. Okay, these are submit. Yeah, these are the 2 tests for submit. All right, let me run without those 2. Yeah, I believe validate does check for empty, but let's make sure. I also think it kind of can't happen, but validate. Yeah, if the answer is empty, it's not valid. Okay, so let me take those tests out. And I think it's more on the game, the content view, to say, I don't want to submit if it's not valid. That's kind of a high level policy, I guess. All right, now, okay, so make submit not check for invalid words. Okay, and then I think just because content view is the one that's doing it, let's run it too. I hate saying that because that says, we wish we had a UI test, or our code is structured in such a way that we would need a UI test is really the thing it's saying. Okay, so ones, no message. Can I submit? Word is too short. Ones, yes. Want it, not a word. Okay. And that's good. All right, let me try and break that. Yeah, I couldn't click while it was doing it. Oh, it didn't clear. Let me do that again. And now it gets harder. Is henny a word? I did. I blocked it. Okay, let's make sure. Sown does delete it. Oh, no, it doesn't. I have changed behavior. Maybe I'm partway through this and not doing. Yeah, that's right. I am partway through this. Okay, so start animation turns on the block. All right, I want him to do his own block. Selection is blocked. Okay, and then if selection is blocked, return. Okay, so while you're blocked, you can't select. And then somebody calls start animation, somebody should call end animation, finish animation. But I said I was going to move clear to submit, and I don't think I did. Yeah, I deleted it without moving it. Okay. All right. I guess I did it more than a minute ago. Okay. Let's go back here. So this was select game. No. Deselect all. Oh, okay. That was what got called before. Okay, so if I want that called by submit, okay, he should do that. All right, and we got rid of the early return here, so that should make that happy. Okay. Now, I'm hoping a test fails because we've changed the behavior of this. We're probably not testing that. That wouldn't show up in here. Yeah. Okay, so let's see, deselect all. All right, so I guess after the word is submitted, let's make that part of the test. After the word is submitted, the selection should be cleared. Okay, so let's find submit. There's one. Let's insert word count. Okay, we don't clear on a wrong word. It's only on a successfully submitted word. Okay. I don't know if there's a better way to say that. Make a selection. Answer. Let's make selection answer that question. Count. Who's calling that? A bunch of people who should be saying is empty, I'm guessing. Game. Oh, only tests. Interesting. Okay, so is empty. I just want this test to ask that. Okay, so once you finish selecting, and clears selection. I think that's okay. And this one, we do B, A, C, D. Okay. And we expect game not game.selection is empty. Okay. And again, I'm kind of reaching through, which definitely gives me a twinge. That test could look at answers is empty too. Expectation failed. Selection grid. A, B, C, D. Selection is empty. Is empty true versus true? Huh. Well, let's see how this plays. Oh, we don't call that if it's... Yeah. If it's a wrong word, we don't call submit. So we don't leave that. So it's not that submit... I think the contract we're saying is submit submits the word no matter what. And we've already checked that it should only be called to submit good words, I guess, because it'll submit whatever you tell it. Yeah, we can add those methods. They may help a little bit. Has selection, has answers. Well, let's do it right now since we're here. Okay, so select. Has selection of bool is really selection dot is empty. Not selection is empty. Okay. And then, okay, so this is game dot has selection. Let's find answers. The answers, okay, let's find that. I guess we're not really asking about it. I think it has answers, right? Answers. Now, this may be wrong because collect, well, okay, there's no collect. This is submit. And it doesn't, in fact, reject invalid words. I don't think. So I believe this test should fail or shouldn't be. I guess maybe it allows invalid words. Is probably what the test should be because we've taken out that condition. We're making it so our game will not allow invalid words as a policy of our game, but I think our test should be I think we should always clear the selection if we've accepted it. Okay. Okay, so that's passing. Should always add the word and clear the selection. It should never. Yeah, I think as a policy, it shouldn't be called with invalid information. But like, imagine like Boggle, when you play that on paper, right? You write down a word that's not really a word. Like try. Okay, it's a technical term we use in computer science, but it's not in the dictionary most likely. And if it's not in the dictionary you're using for the game, it doesn't count, so you're allowed to write non-words on the thing and your opponents are expected to challenge you on them. But in our electronic one, we're saying, that's not what we're enforcing at the game level. At the game level, we're not requiring that, but at the higher policy level of the content view, we are. Now, maybe that's kind of a contradiction. I don't know. But let's clear this and rerun these tests in a minute here. But okay, so if I do a non-word, he should leave it selected. Okay. Now, the fact is, if I allowed submitting it, I don't allow submitting it. But where is that enforced? I believe that's here. Okay, so if they don't validate, then we don't ever call submit. Submit should always add the word and clear the selection. It should never be called with invalid information. Yeah, I mean, given our game, the game we want, that's a true statement. Okay. So I believe we're getting the right behavior now because submitting this comes back and complains. If it didn't check here, if we took this out, we would let you put that word in because there's nothing stopping you at that point. And it may be that, I don't know, I'm trying to think if there's a variation of the game where it would be useful to have those, but if it's just you against the computer, that's kind of fine. I think the other one, there are probably, I don't know, I suppose if you want to use sort of a psychological intimidation factor, you would put a non-word in and trust that your opponent would think you're so good at words you wouldn't make one up. But that seems a little weak. So if I do a non-word and I submit, and that's not a word, and the found words list does not get changed. Did submit not add the words to the answer now? In the test. Okay, so I think submit should. So what I'm the distinction I'm drawing is submit doesn't have the job of deciding what words are legal to add or not. It's just taking the job of saying, if you tell me to add it, I'll add it. And then higher level things in the game are preventing you from adding it. Now, whether that should be done, I mean, right now it's in content view because the mingling of animation and model stuff means we have to we have to make a compromise of some sort. So that's kind of the compromise I'm making, that you, as a game policy, you only submit when you believe you've got a word, and it's up to you to check it. Should the test have a word and answers? This test should... That's a good question. Shouldn't the test have a word and answers? Yes, if I'm saying you can submit it, is there anything that stops it? Oh, no, I'm wrong. So if it's not a word, yeah, both these conditions check this. Oh, this is so confusing. Right. So submit says, give me any word you want, and I will add it. Well, okay. I guess the difference is submit will consume the word you submit. If it's a vocabulary word, it'll put that. If it's a prefix, it'll put that. That's the policy we put in here. But after you've submitted it, we're going to deselect it. And so in our game, I don't want it deselected. I want it left selected, so I can look at it and say, oh, I meant to do NOUNS, or maybe I meant to do NOUS, which I think is a sort of a philosophy term about the whole atmosphere or environment we're in. Whatever. Maybe it's more intellectual. But at any rate, okay, so I think we're saying we submit any possible words from this thing we deselect, and that's our job when you said submit. If you don't want the deselection, you probably better not submit it. Now, where is that being enforced? I guess that's in here, invalidate. Okay, if the answer contains the word... Okay, if the vocabulary doesn't contain the word, we put a message out. So if you want to do checking on it, you call validate, and then you respect what validate finds. Now, yeah, okay. I mean, I think I'm getting to a more, well... This one might be a little unexpected. Okay, submit does not allow invalid words. That's rejects invalid words, but deselects and deselects. Okay, so the game does not have a selection, and we didn't successfully add an answer. Okay, so I think that's the better title for this. All right, now, can I still trim this more? I mean, I agree this validate, like, the message has to be set. So who's going to set it? Can it be done before we get here? I don't think we want it to. I don't want to, when you start clicking the first three letters, I don't want it to say there's no message. Or I don't want it to give a message at that point. I only want to get a message once you try and submit it. Okay, but validate now puts out the message. Yeah, but then you have a function with a side effect. So that's kind of funny too. I mean, I could do the message setting out here. I could make it message equals game.validate or something like that. Game.message equals game.validate and then still check it. Um, but this is this early return. Why is that going nuts over here? Um, yeah. I mean, you're calling it now. That's the right time to call it. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, you got to separate. It's a bad thing in a way to have a function that has a side effect, right? So that's the thing I'm trying to kind of push through here. This thing does have a side effect, so the fact that it's a void function, kind of indicates that there is a side effect. Otherwise, it wouldn't do anything. Now I could kind of do this and say, if game can submit, or if game can't submit or something to get the flags right. But I could ask the game, are you valid? Or I mean, it's really, is this word valid? Yeah, we could make an implicit variable is valid. um but it's really the word, right? Or the selection has valid selection. I mean, I could say that, or not. If the valid selection is not true, do this. Um, Redo, delete. Okay. Um, I guess it's message not equal nil. Um, Empty string. Yeah, they want that. Message. It's valid if the message is not empty. Now, I'm trying to think of a way to flip it. I guess you could prepare the message but not show it. until you collect it or something like that. I don't know if that's getting any better. Okay, but we're making sure it's valid. If so, we're going to collect the word by starting the animation, doing the stuff, doing the animation, and then submitting the word officially, and then marking the animation done. I think that might be the best we can do at this point. I don't know. I want to get that blocked out of the other thing. So let's make sure blocked is working. It wasn't. I should probably run those tests again too. But if the block is working, I don't think anybody's setting it now, and we can take that out of things. Can you call validate just before calling collect word? Well, collect word is the method that's attached to the button, so it is the thing doing all the actual work of that. Okay, so labile bolt. We got sale. Okay. All right, so SALE. I'm going to click and select something while it's submitting. Oh, dear. No, I'm not, huh? I've screwed something up. Game.validate. Answer count is 0. No. Count less than minimum. No. Answer contains. No. Vocabulary. I think message should become empty at this point. Yeah, I'm not doing a very pure TDD here, am I? Okay, I got dotes. If I click the S and click an I, I'm not getting it. The message is empty. Why am I not submitting? Okay, maybe I can... Wow. I'm not even calling collect word, apparently. Or maybe I am. Okay. Validate. Let's print message. Game.message. Should be empty. Okay. If game has valid selection. Did I get an extra not in here? Oh. I did. It's valid if the message is empty. Okay. All right, I'll start running tests and then we'll run the app. Because there could still be a test that relies. No? Okay, good. Weep. continue. Okay, he took it. All right, let's do we wept. And watch it. Okay, and then I should be able to find one more, right? Pew lie. White. Okay, now I'm going to select this and try and click the P while he's mid. Okay, and he doesn't do anything, and he does clear it. Okay, I think we've restabilized. All right, so mostly what we've done is kind of rebalance behavior between content view, game, and selection. Okay, and now let's double check this block selection stuff in game. All right, so we say collect, but it's really submit that's going to reject it. And he doesn't. Okay. Oh, it's select. Okay. If selection is blocked, return. And that's looking at our variable, selection.select. Now, he checks guard blocked, but I don't think anybody sets him. Let's make sure that's true. Okay, game, that does. Answers dot is empty. That seems like an odd thing to claim. Okay. Var blocked equals false. Blocked equals true. Okay, I'm going to take the blocking. This should be... That's no longer a valid test for selection. Okay. He no longer needs this. Or this. Okay, so now his job is, you tell me select, I select. All right, but I think this test should be in here. Ignore selection. It's really can't submit while blocked. Okay, so the sut is, we're going to need a game. How can I test this? Maybe I... Oh, do I have... Okay. So start... I guess if I say start animation and select something, he should not be selected. Okay. Can't submit while blocked. It's really select. Okay, so if I do game.start, start animation, select, I expect set dot has selection to be false. Okay, and I'll just turn. Yeah, that's probably okay as it is. Can't select one. Okay. Yeah, and I think this test will pass. Yeah, I think that will prevent you submitting when you're blocked because you can't. Okay. I should run them all. Okay, so we remove blocking from selection. It's in game, or it's managed by. And I don't know if moving stuff to game is the best thing to do ever, but okay. All right, I think we'll leave that as is. So, what was my goal for all this? We haven't done it yet. Okay. Submit is not checking the blocked flag, but I think we're leaving that to selecting. Make sure that's true. Submit. Yeah, he does not check that flag. Okay. So let's just make sure. I guess we'll repeat that manual test of trying to do it while it's doing it and see that it doesn't. Okay, so the hits. Okay, I didn't get any partial word. How about hiss? Yeah. File. Oh, I did something. Let's see if we can pull this out. Okay, so I think what's happened is somebody has managed. Well, yeah, I don't know the answer about this one. What I think has happened is because we're accessing answer that somehow my click did get through. And maybe we got to look at this again. So start animation should block selection. Okay, but when does this happen? Okay, so they submit the word. Okay, I think I'm gonna pass in the word explicitly, and let's use that in here. Okay. Now I just broke a bunch of people. but the real one is, let's capture. Okay, so he's asking selection. Yeah, let's fetch that here. Let's pass it here. Let's find all these tests. And I think they're mostly okay with this. Because they're sequential. They're not setting up anything simultaneous. Okay, make sure those are good. I don't know if I can get up to that submit button fast enough to find out. Maybe I should slow this animation down. Yeah, let me do that. Well, that's true. Yeah. Fens is a word. Can I get one real close? Here we go. Nope. You're right. Okay. How is that coming in? Button. On tap gesture action. Okay, so that was passed in. Action is collect word. Yeah, maybe I'm blocking the wrong thing. Maybe it's collect word that's got to be protected. Alternately, well, okay. Let me try it this way. SLEEPS. Oh, he does animate. Okay. Now, this is a little weird to me. So, collect a word. Oh, so start animation is not blocking submit. It's only blocking selection. And maybe selection is not the thing that needs to be blocked. All right, if I click this, I think it's submit is blocked is the real thing. And that this is And then our test then can't, it's not select, it's submit. How can we tell? Do I have to select all of them? Vocabulary A, B, C, D. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. A, B, C, D. Okay. Set dot has answers. Well, that's true. Okay, yeah, let's get the submitting working, and then we'll deal with the answers. I really did not think this was going to take an hour to straighten out, and we haven't done the thing I wanted to do yet. Okay, let's run. Oh, I should have run my test. Okay, but we'll try it manually. I'm kind of surprised they're allowed to during the animation anyway. I guess I shouldn't be. Okay, what do we got? Mead. Is that correct behavior? He's funny. But, okay. Let's try. Well, I gotta find a word first. Wand? Why? Wade. Yeah, that changed it. Well, it was there. So your point about this selection is spot on. I guess that's kind of where we started. V-A-N, no E. W, no. And my submitted thing, something is wrong with submitted there too. T-E-A-D, N-E-A-D, K-N-E-A-D. Okay, if I click and click, he shouldn't do it. Why is he stopping animation? He's putting the word in. Is maybe content you needs to. Well, if animation is progress, you shouldn't be able to collect the word, right? Yeah, submit starts a new animation. Which I guess is going to interrupt the old one no matter what. All right, but let's try blocking this. If submit Don't let the new one get into the animation business. Okay. So, I mean, I think we're killing off a flaw that's been there for a while. We had some stuff in there to prevent some of this, but I don't think we got every possible thing. My goodness, I don't see anything in here. Trist. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm going to click it and then click it again, and it should hopefully finish the first animation and not take the second. Yeah. Okay, now we're back to not clearing it. Pyre, good catch. This is why I want that deselection thing. It's like I got to find somewhere safe. No, 2 away. No, 4. P-Y-R-E. May as well take the S. Okay, so if I just do it, he should clear it at the end. He does not. Once again, we've messed that up. Why? Okay, submit word. Deselect all. Clears the selection. I don't get it. Okay. Okay, so I think this is progress. But we're not clearing the word at the end. So we should be, if we just do one and we're not double clicking, we get into submit. If it's blocked, return. Yeah. Okay, then we submit the thing and we call deselect all, which clears the selection and deletes the message. I'm not quite sure I buy the thinking there, but I guess he's coordinating this stuff and there's no message if you clear it. All right, but now selection.clear, he just removes everything. Why? Oh, but that's answer, right? Or is it, what is that? Collect word is looking at game.answer, which is selection.answer. Okay, so I'm going to break here. Okay, now I got to find another word. Oh, he didn't submit. Okay, so I'll go there and I'll go back. It didn't reset it somehow. Okay, so it never called submit? No, it never called deselect all. So submit is blocked. Oh, wait a minute. Finish animation. What's going on here? I mean, I guess it's not submitting because submit is blocked. So somehow I got that state messed up. All right. It's after 3:30. Let's take a break, 3 or 4 minutes, come back, and we'll straighten this out. Yeah, start animation blocks it. I don't know. We'll see in a minute. Welcome back. Okay, let's see. Just remove the first line and submit, the one that checks if it's blocked. It was added as an attempt to stop the button submitting during the animation phase. Yes, that's true, but can we block that? Maybe we just can't. And I mean, I think submitting this word rather than piecemeal going out and getting something from the game is probably making it safer. But if you submit it twice, ranked. Okay, so I'm going to click it while it's processing. Nothing happened. And he does that. Yeah, we did. Let me turn this off. Okay. Rank ready tank Intep petting no two T's vect then I'm going to slide this up. Okay, you're right. That we've already protected it. Okay. What's another way we can... Okay, another one will be select something else while we're selecting that. Yeah, that still changes it. So maybe select has to be blocked too. I think that's what your earlier point, that I was premature taking it out of here. So it's not really so much submit is blocked, submit is active, I think, is what we're saying. And if submit is active, don't let them select. And then I think that's all you can do with those. Well, you can rotate. We haven't dealt with that yet at all. But I think we're moving... I think moving it into game is the right thing, because that's the place that has to deal with all this stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to block select while you're submitting. Yeah, I think you could probably rotate. We'll fix it, even though I want to say don't do that. Okay, let's go for an oldie. J-ol. Okay, so I'm going to click and then select some other letter while it's going. And it's saying, nope, you can't do that. Good. Okay, now we'll try and rotate while it's going. I'll submit here and rotate. Well, that doesn't hurt anything. Actually, that's harmless, isn't it? The animation is moving, but it kept moving and it kept the word in it. You're not changing the word or the selection or anything that submit depends on. Okay, I think we're at the bottom of it. Okay. Don't allow submit or select while submit is in progress. I should probably use that word. If submit is in progress. Okay. So I guess on the to-do, the thing we've done is we've prevented one issue. Can't submit while blocked. Okay. So submit. Oh, that's the test I added for that when I added that check in. Can this happen? I think maybe this is not a valid problem. Because it's not you're submitting it's really this animation thing, isn't it? Yeah, I think collect word is the thing that should be tested there. Game has no member collect word. Oh, game only has submit. Yeah. I mean, submit. Yeah, it really doesn't, does it? And I think that's okay. Collect word. Okay. I'm going to take that test out because it really is being managed by content view. I think maybe content view should have its own state for this. I don't think it's a game state. I hate to. Well, we dragged it up from selection to game, but I think let's see who calls these, right? That's only that one method. Find selected text. Okay, finish animation. That is the only other place. And then who touches this? Select. Okay, but I think that maybe who's calling select in here? Or is it's it really is, it's like the letter view. Letter view. All right, he does this. And that's the one we don't have access to. That's true. The flag, it is a view kind of thing. Now maybe I'm paying a little something for. Oh, wait a minute. Why is this game.submit? Right, here it's game.select location. It almost feels to me like, just to kind of make it parallel, that letter view is calling collect word, which is an external method, and then he calls game.select, which is not the right place for that. I think he should call a method called select location or something like that. Okay. Select takes a location and does void. Okay. And then I think he should just call select of location. But who passes this in? Well, it comes through here. Infinite grid passes it down to grid view. Okay. And he needs select. I hope I'm not messing myself up with names. Okay, so letter view. Okay, who gets it to infinite grid? It's content view. Infinite grid, where are you? There it is. Okay, and now I'm saying select needs a location method just like it has a collect word method. Okay, so file private because nobody gets to see it. Select location of location, void return. Okay, and what he's doing now is game.select location. Letter view should now call select of location. Okay. I believe that's end to end. Is it possible to skip select using the same state flag as collect word? Yes, I think it is. And I think now everything that uses it is not in game, but it's in content view, which is doing the animation. So making it responsible to track that feels right to me. Okay, we're going to do a run. So we're trying to make, what's the distinction there for letter view? if the last location, okay, so if we're collecting something other than the current location, TAKE, okay, they're good. And then this one's calling the collect, which we got to put back. All right, but it's helping. All right. Yeah, so now I think this is going to go on here. Oh, whoops. And this was on game. Okay. I'll run tests. But I think this thing no longer references this. Yeah. Okay. So this flag can move. Oh, that's good. Let's make sure this runs correctly. Yeah. Game logic should not know about animation, I don't think. I mean, not for this kind of game anyway. All right. Soul. Okay, so if I click a different letter, that should not do anything. That should not do anything. Okay, and he's set. And the word got in there. Okay, and if I... What else we got? C's. I'll click this, click that. Should be okay. And cleared. Okay, I think we have that right. All right, so... prevent select from activating when submit is in progress, i.e. animating is really the problem. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so now I want to pull the flag up from game into content view. All right, so submit is in progress. Let's take that. Okay, that starts out false. All right, now all these references should go to that one. That makes it seem like it could go a little differently. Submit is in progress is false. Okay. Now it's a little weird to me that it's not here, but we're trying to block people before the animation gets going, so I think that's okay. All right, now we have two errors in here, I hope. There they are. Okay, we're not doing this anymore. Pull it out from game. Okay. I think this is the right place. Now the only thing here is, well, I guess you could click during the other thing, but it's not animating, so it's going to be so fast you'd really be pressed to click before it did anything. But I guess I'm wondering, could you move this up? And I think the answer is you could, but then you'd have to make sure to reset it here. And I think it's really not submitting until it's validated. Okay. I think that's better. All right, make sure nobody's still testing flags or anything. I think we've got one place that is, maybe two. Oops. Too big. Yeah. Okay. We can fix that. Okay, so tests are not worrying about it. Good. All right. So, okay, we took out the can't find stuff there. All right. Run them because I changed things, but yeah. Getting that flag right, that was a little tricky. And I don't know if you could say it's obviously right at this point. Move submit is in progress flag to content view from game. All right. Okay. Now, let's close this and this. And let's go back to the to-do that we're actually doing. All right, what was this one? Dark mode, which we haven't started yet. All right, so we made you can't select or submit while submit animation is in progress. Okay, I think that's correct. All right, click the first letter to cancel the whole word. All right, so the thing with that in content view, it's collect word. Well, no, this is more on selection. Or is it on letter view? Okay, if the last selection was selected, collect the word. Well, I mean, this is if the last location was selected, so we clicked the end of the word twice. We collect. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to say if... Can I get to game.selection? If the game... No. If it's one, we're going to do something else. We're going to do something else. Well, is it deselect all? That's kind of loaded. Okay. Let's go take a look at that thing. Yeah, those are both part of deselecting the game. All right. I don't know. We're putting in this logic in the view, and I think maybe the logic belongs, maybe the whole logic belongs on content view at least, maybe game, but I mean game can help, but content view maybe owns it. Okay. Sang, hang, pang, guess. Yes. All right. But now if I go back here and if I click one more time, Nothing selected. Okay. Well, content view knows game, so let's maybe this is like handle selection. Okay, and he's going to need the location because we used that a couple times. He knows game, so everything else is fair. Yeah, the logic, I want to work on it, but let's get it over into content view first. Okay, so, and I was going to do the same approach of pushing a method up. Var handle selection is location to void. Last location selected. We have a location because that's held on the item itself, or the letter view passed in. Okay, so I want to just say handle selection at location. Okay, and this stuff is what handle selection is going to be. All right, let's pull that over here. Okay, so if the game lost location, everything should be okay. All right, now this can go in the environment. Do we pass anything in there? Do I have to give it a key? I'm just going to say handle selection. Because I don't want to pass it through 4 layers. Handle selection. Okay, can I? Instance methods requires that location to nothing be a class type. Only concrete types conform to observable. Okay, well, maybe I do have to pass it. All right, I'll live with it. Maybe it's only 3 levels. All right, so now infinite grid, he gets handle selection is handle selection. We're getting rid of these 2. Did I miss some? No. Can game last location selected handle it? I don't know. But it would be nice to push it in there. Well, I mean, I think we're kind of back to the same problem. Because both collect word and select have to deal with the selection submission in progress problem. Let's make sure it works, and then we'll think further. Okay, so sifts. All right, so this one is, well, I guess that should submit it. That should be fine. Oh, we got to change that constant. All right, and now if I select and back and I deselect, I should be back to that. Okay, I think that's good. But what can we do to make this logic better? If the game selected was the location, so this is the double tap. Well, I could reverse this, right? I could say if not selected. So we're selecting a new location, then we do this. Else, if selection count, this will be a little flatter. If it's not the same location, then select it. Otherwise, if it's only got one cell and it is the same location and we click on the one cell, then deselect it. Otherwise, it is the last location selected and there's more stuff. So you're basically clicking on the same one. Okay, I think that's an improvement because it's less nested. It still requires some thinking. Okay, if we're at a new location, then select it. Otherwise, it's the same location and the count is 1, then just deselect it. Otherwise, collect the word. I think so. But I agree, it's a pity we can't get that in game. But I think the fact of this and this make that very difficult. Okay. Yeah, a little better, but not great. Okay, SORTS. All right. Submitting. Oh, change that constant. Select and deselect. Okay. I think that's good. Let's put this back to 3/4 second and submit that. Okay, so deselecting or tapping the only selected letter deselects it. Okay, well, that's what I set out to do in 20 minutes today. Okay. But, it really wasn't, right? I mean, we spent most of our time fixing that defect of things selecting while we're mid animation, and that really was annoying. Okay, but that's not hard. They're allowed to be easy, remember? Once in a while. All right, dark mode. I don't think this is going to be so bad. We can put the simulator in dark mode, right? Set features. Device. I thought there was a button or something for that. That's not this. Takes us home. That takes an image. I don't care. Yeah, rotates. Where's dark mode? I mean, I know I can go into the settings. When running the app on the simulator, Xcode appears a button in the debugger controls next to debug memory and graph. A button in the debugger controls. I don't know what he's talking about. Is on here. Environment overrides, yeah. There he is. Okay. Well, it's not as bad as I was afraid. That's weird. Okay, we'll have to check that one out. Yes. Yeah, our selection. Okay. Oh, it's stopped. Okay, let me turn this back to light. I don't think he'll let me continue from here. No. That's that thing I never use of. It did. I believe that's what happened. But I put it back in light mode so we can see what we've always seen. All right, so this should not be active, and it is. Well, nuts. Okay. I guess content view has the button. Yeah, answer in progress view. Well, we don't in fact disable it. We used to have something somewhere that said if the word is empty, just return, and I think maybe we got rid of that. Yeah, I think so. But I think we'll put it up at this level so we can block it at there. Should probably go and collect. Okay. Coal. No. His. I don't know. Is that a word? No. Okay. Turn that off. Click. Click. Okay. I think that's doing it. I feel bad that I don't see any words. Sewell, Newell, Hool. There's no C. Tool. Pool. Nope. Okay. Okay, now what I saw on dark mode. All right, are we still running? Yes. All right, let's switch it to dark mode. I don't think the color scheme is amazing, but I think it's adequate. All right, now that's all right. Oh, maybe this one was the one that was bad. Yeah. Okay. And will show me. Oh, these all come out. This. We have black used explicitly on our list thing. I think the light gray is okay. The bluish, mintish blue is okay. I mean, the text might look better as dark, but this is the one that was definitely a problem. Okay, and I think we explicitly say black. Is that right? Yeah, border black. Okay, so that black is okay. That's this border here, and it's against a gradient gray. I think that looks all right. Foreground style. Ooh. Yeah, let's do something. Submit loss, and now let's submit it again. Duplicate word. Text game.answer. Well, okay, this is the main. If the message is empty, black, I guess that doesn't matter. Oh, no, it does. Okay, it's the word is black, right? So, that's okay there. Again, it's on a intentionally white thing, but there's one somewhere. Game.answer has a border. Yeah, that one's okay. Content view. That's controlling that gradient. There it is. Well, the fact is I'm using black. The label color is in the capsule button. Yes, they're all the accent color. I think this would look better in black instead of white in dark mode. But the real one is that list of words is just unacceptable in black on black. I can just barely see it on here. I don't know how it shows up across the wire, but that's this, and I forget. There's I don't know if it's like primary and all that, or what the colors with dark mode Swift UI. I think there are colors you can use. Change background color. Oh, well, no. The way to do it is really just put it in the assets file with both things specified, probably. Let's see. Where's my resources? Assets. Okay. Cell border. Yeah, those are all probably okay, but let's make a new color set. And this is word list foreground. Okay, so any appearance should be black. Yeah, now this, I was wondering if this would do it like label color. And same thing here. Oh, what was that one? Yeah, I think that'll do it. Word list foreground. Foreground's not the best color. Let's make sure that works first. But the name doesn't work for me. Foreground is okay. It's really the fact that the user entered it that makes it interesting, I think. Yeah. Okay. Mode. Doted. Okay, I don't see any problem with the black on this. Okay, so that comes up white. Otherwise, it's the accent. So this is user word list. I think user word list foreground. Maybe. Whoops. Can I just do a rename? Does it change this too? No. Oh, I need to find one that's bigger. Oh, what do I got? STR striped. So I have a word long enough to get some prefixes. All right, he looks good in regular. I'm surprised I can't do this on the simulator easily. A little button up here would be nice. Okay, that looks all right. Show me that. Okay. Now my buttons. Well, I think mostly this accent one, it looks lighter to me. I don't know if they tweak the color when you do it or if it's just the contrast is different enough, but let's find cell bar. Where are those buttons? Okay, so we got generate, new game, and more. Button capsuled. Foreground style white. Now I think that's kind of the same. Well, what we were doing was close to that, right? Let's get this. Betwist assets. So in this, I want it to be primary. No, label color. And this is label color. Except it's backwards. Okay, in regular mode, I want it to be white. Is that system background color? Label color. I don't have a way to invert it. Okay. Oops, I didn't change the button. Button foreground. And I may be wrong on these button colors. Okay, so let's put it in dark mode. Don't know what keeps the... All right. I think that definitely looks better. Yeah. Now this one should do that too. These, I don't know. Let's see, that check mark, where was that thing? Sorted? No. Well, I know we had it up at some point, but... Answer in progress. Button check mark, font, background white. Tint accent. Well, that gets us that, but maybe the background white is doing it. Button foreground. A little weird, but that's the way I think that works. Okay, but I think whether that one gets fixed or not, I don't think that one's unbearable, being more graphical. And in dark mode. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe. I'm going to try these two as well. Okay. So give these guys a black background as well, wherever they are. Where's my rotate? Circled. And background is button foreground. Yeah, it's sounds a little weird. Okay, we'll try this and then call it a wrap. Okay, so I'm trying to get them a black, blue thing on a black background in dark mode. Yeah, I think that's all right. I mean, they're visible. I don't know if I can say bold on those. Oh, the error message. Yeah, I didn't think about that one. Yeah, man, that's better. That's better regardless, but I'm sure it'll be better here. Does that seem too bad? Well, let's make sure that message is bold. Sorry, I know I'm going a little long here. Message, where's that? Again, I think bold might help it, regardless of background. I think that is better. Let's try this. Okay, yeah. I think this will be acceptable. And then we have this. Show me. Good. Okay. Well, I think what we'll pick on tomorrow is your game over. I hope it was Twitch. You shouldn't be able to add more words once the game is over. So we'll add that rule tomorrow. And then I think we just need to do iPad mode and whatever we're going to do about making our better letter generation. But I'm happy with this. I think that looks okay. I'm not a big dark mode person. I have it turned on automatically at night, but I just don't seem to care. I don't specifically go for it, as you can tell looking at my Xcode screen, I guess. But Some people love it. So anyway, we'll pick up there tomorrow. No new words in review mode. Do clear the selection. Yeah. And then the iPad, I don't know. The easy way would just be to make it a 5x5 grid instead of a 3x3, and then trust that, the real iPads won't get so big so fast. But anyway, we'll pick up there 2 to 4:30 Eastern Time or 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC. Thanks for your help today, especially your eye on the colors. And catch you tomorrow or some other time. Take care. Good night.